So if I want to find out what that major was that had the really bad unemployment rate, I can start sorting things. Okay, but let me first, before I start sorting things, I'm going to subset this data because I don't want all of that data. It's just too much. So if I'm going to go DF majors, actually I'm going to create DF, let's call it DF un for unemployed because that's what I'm going to focus on right now. So I'm going to go PD, or actually I'm going to go DF majors. Let's subset that, and I'm going to go major. Let's go total. And these are case sensitive, by the way. It will yell at you. Unemployed. It will also yell at you if you don't spell correctly. Employed. Print. Let's see. DF. Okay, so that's a lot better. These are my columns now, and that almost fits on one page. That's okay. It's good enough. You know what? If I get rid of this, I bet it'll fit. Nope, still won't. That's okay. All right, so I'm just going to get rid of total because I like them to fit. There we go. So now let's sort these, right? I can sort that subset of data, and I can see which one is the worst unemployment major. What do you all think it is? DF sort values. Okay, so according to this, which is interesting because that's not what we had. Oh, you know what? I sorted by major. I sorted alphabetical by major. Forgive me, just one moment. Unemployed. Okay, so we're starting out with two that have zero, which honestly seems like an error to me. Clearly, there's going to be somebody who's unemployed in those fields, but engineering and educational administration. Also, look at the number employed is really small. It's only in the thousands. So this is a little bit weird data, but that's okay. But I want to sort it the other way because I want to find out which one has the most unemployed. So I'm going to say ascending equals false, which basically says let's reverse it. Okay, so it makes it descending. And the highest number of unemployed college graduates, business management. Yeah, it employs quite a few. And then second to that is general business. Oops, bad. Psych majors, bachelor's in psych. I should know I have a bachelor's in psych. I had to keep going. Accounting. So business is, what that tells me though isn't that necessarily business is a bad thing to major in. It just tells me that we have too many graduates in business, probably, or we did at that point. Communications is another really common major, right? So we're seeing the generic ones. Um, let's let's run it back here and put it back to the other way. And I'm going to print the whole data set because this is interesting. DF. It would, wouldn't it? Yeah, there's actually, if you go to the repository, this is really interesting. And you go to, where is it? College majors. it actually tells you this is there's a, some I don't know who this is. It's probably the author of this who runs all of this, but basically it's an author that writes articles about data for different publications. But this is actually um, this is from American Community Survey Public Use Microdata Series. So it looks like it was, and it's through the census. So I think it is nationwide, but I'm not sure what the parameters were. Anyway, it might tell you if you read the article. I haven't read the article, but it is interesting to see how he uses this data to. It's a good study in data science to see how he uses that article to actually do that. So here's interesting: lowest number of unemployment, agriculture. What does this necessarily mean? Well, it's good that there are that few unemployed, but what it also means is you have to look at how many are employed total, because 2,000 out of 90,000, so you have to get the unemployment rate, because it might just be a really unique major, and they're like, if you look at like some of these are just very, very small majors in general, and so they have a low rate. I mean, soil science has 264 unemployed, but um, but only 4,926. What's that? Yeah. So there, some of these are just very small numbers of total people. So you want to look at the unemployment rate, and the unemployment rate was right here. So if we come back to this, and we re-pull that. What did I do wrong here? Did I forget the M again? I think my M key is broken. There we go. I'm just going to say that it is. So now I can sort by unemployment rate, unemployment rate. There we go. So I have now the rate says what percentage of these are unemployed. So the lowest percentages are educational administration, geophysical, those are zeros. So we can kind of blow those off. But pharmacology, so if you go to pharmacy school, that's pretty good. Material science, mathematics, and computer science has low unemployment rates. Some of the worst, okay, at the other end of the table, miscellaneous fine arts, okay, somewhat predictable. Clinical psychology, military technologies, school student counseling, and library science. So if in 2000, if you get time travel back to 2012 and you're looking for a job, don't major in those things. Anyway, so those are just some basic stuff we can do. And if we want to sort by multiple columns, we can do it this way. We just give it an array that has the names in it and the ascending values.